It's time for What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. Here's your host, Phil Macdougal.
Welcome, Reno. This is Phil Macdougal, your host of what? What show is this called, Terry?
What Drives Reno?
Thank you. I'm just checking to see if you're on your toes. What Drives Reno? Your host, Phil Macdougal, presented by the National Automobile Museum. So get dressed, get ready. We're about to start. Today's show, we have 3 different interviews here today. Very, very excited. Before we start with the interview process, I want to let everybody know that the National Automobile Museum is one of the best gems in the whole country. Actually, for those, what are we up to? I got to keep reminding our viewers. How many viewers do we have today? 1.5 million viewers until what? China wakes up. We go up to at least 2 billion. But who's counting? It's somewhere between 1.5 and 1. Yeah. Backwards. All right. So thank you guys very much for listening. If you haven't been to the National Automobile Museum in a long time, I want to remind you, it changes every 60 to 90 days. No, if you're one of those people who says, I have not been there since my prom, shame on you, because we have new exhibits that are coming and going. We have a beautiful movie theater. We also have 250 cars. We have an outdoor patio. It's the largest outdoor venue in all of Reno on the river. And in addition to that, we have some of the most amazing automobiles you're ever going to see. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But for those of you who have not tuned in before, I want to remind you, they say, what is this show about? Well, it's a little bit about cars. It's a little bit about people in the community making a difference. And sometimes it's a lot more about cars, sometimes a lot less about cars. So today, we are kind of doing an even little, what do we call that, Terry? It's going to be one of my bloopers. This is an even keel. We're going to break it all up and have a lot of different interesting people, much more interesting than me. So on that note, we're going to switch over and I'm going to introduce our first 2 guests here today. Our first 2 guests are Samuel Macmann, correct?
Yes.
And we also have Denise Menzies. And usually I give the title, but Denise, I don't have that much time because the title is too long. You're so involved in so many different things. I'm just going to call you the ultimate community advocate. Is that fair?
Thank you. Love that.
And Samuel, you are a 2024 graduate and alumni advocate from the Newton Northern Nevada School?
Correct.
Well, thank you both very, very much for coming. We always start off the show with sharing a little bit about you and a little bit about maybe your first car. So, Denise, you tell me your first car and if there's a G-rated version of a story you want to share. Denise?
Excellent. Ford LTD, powder blue, given to me by my dad. He always said he loved the Ford family of fine cars. Very safe. And then my younger sister got a yellow Ford LTD hand-me-down. So that was my first car. Loved it. When I bought my own first car, I bought an MGB convertible.
That's nice.
Much cooler than the LTD.
Much cooler, yes.
Much cooler.
And Samuel, you are too young to drive, but I heard a rumor that if you did get one, you kind of have a dream car. What would that be?
For my dream car, it would have to be a Lamborghini, 100%.
Shooting for the stars right away. I love that. I love that.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we're going to dig into a little bit about both of you. Denise, why don't you just kick it off? Tell us a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to talk about the Newton Northern Nevada School.
Great. As you know, Phil, I do a lot of community advocacy, but this year I have started as the community advocate for Newton, Northern Nevada. This is a real gem in the Reno-Tahoe area and actually the whole state. We are the only nonprofit school for K-12 for students with autism and neurodivergent learning disabilities. And one of these students is Sam.
Yes.
Sam. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am Samuel Macmann. I've been at Newton Learning Center, Northern Nevada for 8 years, starting from 2017, graduated in 2025. And the school changed my life so much. It started all out when I was like in public elementary school. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was constantly getting bullied. It's just that my academics weren't high and just felt excluded from a lot of things, and it really broke my heart. And then my family were looking into other schools, trying to find which one's the best for me, and they found Newton Learning Center in Northern Nevada. Here in Reno, Nevada, we toured the school, and we thought it was very amazing. We packed all our bags, belongings, and we moved up here to Reno, Nevada, so it could change my life forever. And for the things I accomplished there, I learned a lot of social skills, what makes people uncomfortable, comfortable, unexpected, expected, and like their interests and so much more. Getting my academics up because they work on like skills academically, individually with each other, whether in a public school, they don't have time for that. And to just really get your academics up really, very high. Staff there are outstanding, like very outstanding there. And I made like a lot, and I'm like friends with all of them, I would say. Feels like a safe environment for kids to thrive.
Oh, that's great. And Samuel, I've had the pleasure of meeting you a few times now, and I want to just share with you, you are a stand-up young individual. Yeah, I just admire everything about you, and just your intro was 5,000 times better than me. So that was great. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
Denise,
On the way here, Sam shared with me that one of his work colleagues, and he'll share with us, he has his first job now that he's graduated, told him he had a voice for radio.
You do.
So you better watch out, Phil.
No, it's
Yeah, I
good.
gained a lot of
Yeah,
compliments from people that I could have a great radio voice.
You do have that. Me and Terry were just talking about
And
Terry.
it really
Terry's already
warms
trying to
me-
get
it
you
really
to sign
warms-
something here.
It really warms my heart so much.
No, well,
Yes.
it's great. I love having you here. I want to learn more. So for people who aren't that familiar with the organization, Denise, can you tell us a little bit more about
Sure.
it and just kind of capture
Absolutely.
some of the highlights?
So we're a specialized nonprofit school. Our maximum capacity is only 50 students. We have about 38 right now. We do have a relationship with the Washoe County School District where they can send children to us if that's part of their IEP, which is an individualized education plan. But it's a very special place because of the individualized learning and because of the fact that even in public schools, no matter how good your special education department is, you sometimes can't stop that bullying. And that really holds our students back. So when they come to Newton, we focus on a social cognitive approach. So they're not just learning English, math, history, all of that. They are learning social skills. They are learning self-advocacy. And this extremely confident young man is a product of that.
Oh, for sure.
It's hard for me to believe that you were ever shy.
Yeah, I can't see that. I
I was shy back then, like when I was in public elementary school, but then Newton made me grow to confidence just to be a confident young man that can do anything.
What's interesting is Sam was telling me today that he is actually proud to be autistic. Can you tell me about that?
I'm proud to be autistic because it makes me think differently from others. It makes me act differently from others, and that and that's why this school is so special. It's mostly like serving kids on the high spectrum of autism, getting their education up, social skills up, in a safe environment to make friends.
When you first went into the program versus now, just significant change in growth in your life, right?
Yes. From when I was like living in California and now here in Reno, Nevada, there's like very significant growth.
What's interesting is his family moved to Reno.
Just to go
My
to school?
whole family.
To go to this school. This is the only school of its kind really in the state. There are some other schools that handle broader range disabilities, maybe more behavioral problems. So our school's selective, very high functioning, but the students come there and they're in an environment where they tell me they feel safe. And one student the other day told me, this school has given me my life back. Now that is
That's
like
powerful.
a 14-year-old. I'm like, it gave me my life back. Other students, you see them collaborating with each other. And what I recently noticed is the leadership opportunities at that school. So in mainstream schools, autistic children are usually passed over for
And
opportunities
may I
like
point
that.
out something?
Yes, please.
Newton really helped me grow as a leader. They taught me like a lot of leadership skills, like what I struggle with as a leader and what I'm really good at as a leader, and just leading my friends and peers to like the best of their abilities.
Love it. Love it.
And what are your plans for your future, Sam?
My plans for my future. So I'm going to attend Truckee Mills Community College next month, 2026. And I'm going to take like 2 classes because I'm going to be a part-time student, math and English. And then from the future, though, after TMCC, I'm looking like actually beyond UNR right now. My dream colleges would have to be like maybe like Texas Tech, like Texas, Notre Dame, and Nevada. Those are my dream colleges right now.
That's great.
Because the reason is I want to explore more and just explore more opportunities that can help me get my future in shape.
That's great. That's great to hear.
I also want to say, at Newton, we understand what's an interesting statistic is families that have a child on the spectrum usually spend $1.4 to $2.4 million over that child's lifetime, just on skills, occupational therapy, speech therapy, all these other expenses. We have families coming to us taking out second mortgages, like Sam's family, moving states, to come find these resources because as a parent, you just want your kid wherever
the best.
is the right place for them. So the kids are coming here and thriving, but we do have an objective to have them come for just maybe 2 or 3 years and transition back into mainstream school. So we know that is reality. So we work to give them the skills. And I think, what is your job at right now?
I work at Rayleigh's in Collin Ranch as a courtesy clerk.
A courtesy clerk. That is 100% social skills for an autistic person.
Yes.
That is phenomenal.
Yes.
That's great.
Now, what else is interesting, Phil, and I'm cutting you off, but Sam is so honest, and it's a unique opportunity. I asked Sam, how should I describe you? Like, do you introduce yourself as an autistic person or on the spectrum, or what's the politically correct way to
Good
say
question,
that?
Denise. I just tell people I'm autistic. I just tell it just straight on.
Good. So I want to remind everyone who's listening, this is made possible from the National Automobile Museum. But before we go to break, we have a couple of minutes left. Could you, either one of you, share with us, every organization needs something, needs attention, needs visibility, needs sponsors, needs coaches, needs something. What is the number one thing for the 1.5, shortly up to 2 billion people listening? What would you like to convey to them today?
Convey to them today, I would convey to them that whenever you have like a disability, autism, or anything, you are never alone, and that the Newton Learning Center in Northern Nevada is a special place to thrive, get your education up, make social skills, and just have a bright future up ahead of you.
I would like to add that we do want to thank the National Automobile Museum because Phil and the museum partnered with us and actually sponsored the Newton Care Collaborative. We had a special needs resource fair in October. We thought we'd get a dozen organizations. We had 40. We're already signed up for next year, Phil, just in case you didn't know we're coming back.
Didn't know that, but I'm glad.
Happy for your sponsorship again. So at Newton, we understand the expense it takes to raise a child that has a learning disability and is on the spectrum. So the cost to us to educate a child is $18,000 a year. We charge $12,000. That's still cost prohibitive to many people, but it's still $12,000. That gap we fund through something we call the Promise Fund. And that's how people could help. If they want to make a tax-deductible donation so that students like Sam have the opportunity to get this special education and thrive, that's how they can help us.
And where did they go? Because we're going to have a link on our Facebook page. And for those who aren't familiar with it, just go to What Drives Reno, and you're going to go to either that or automuseum.org on our website, and we'll have links to your organization. But specifically, is there a website they should go to?
We will have a website, and we'll have a QR code that we'll give to Phil. And also, we welcome anyone in our community who wants a tour. Contact me through Phil, and we'd love to show you around the school and have you meet our students. And I think you'll be just as proud as we are to have this in our community. It's a real gem.
I am so impressed with you, Samuel and Denise. I know that you're amazing at what you do, because this is only one thing that you do. You're involved in a lot of different organizations. So thank you for what you do for the community. Samuel, thank you for coming. And
you're welcome.
before we wrap up, if there's just one thing, I'm going to put you on the spot. If there's just one thing you would like our listeners to know, there's misinformation, or you just mentioned the funding. I mean, that seems like a small price to pay to change someone's life and make a life-changing commitment to them. What would it be for our listeners? Is there anything that jumps out at you? One thing you want to share with them?
Okay, I'll start while you think. If you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. So everyone neurodivergent, we all think differently, and all autistic people think differently. And it's a very wide spectrum. And I recently, I think Phil knows this, not surprised, I am on the spectrum. I have OCD, and so do my daughters. And I learned that puts me on the spectrum. So, but I love it. And like Sam,
For sure.
It's part of me. It's who I am.
Well, Sam,
Exactly.
anything, parting words you want to share with our audience today?
I would just like to share to them that, like, autism, if you have autism or not, you are very special out there in the world. You can accomplish anything you have in your life, and that just go high and strong, chase the stars.
I love it. Samuel, Denise, thank you both very much for being on the show here today. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our next guest from the Nugget Casino.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000-square-foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil Macdougal.
All right, welcome back, Reno. First segment was amazing. Love Samuel. Love to talk with Denise. I want people to get more engaged, so please go to our website and get as much information as you can about the Newton School. It's just amazing what they've done, and look at what he did.
Yeah,
I mean he was amazing.
very engaging. Very
really just polite.
You can definitely tell that he is ready for the world.
I am going to, now, for those of you who are listening, the 1.5 million listeners we have right now, as hard as this is to believe, yes, I make mistakes. I flub things. I have a couple of words we have to beep out from time to time.
I had to bleep out a few, yeah.
So at the end of the show, stay tuned because Terry has put together a little collage of some of my top hits. Is that a good way to describe it?
It is definitely a flub reel, and you'll definitely want to listen to it at the very end.
And I did not realize, I used to make fun. I was telling Terry before we back on the air here, my dad sounded like Sean Connery. He had a Scottish-Canadian accent. And if I ever said anything, bad word, boy, I'd have to duck because he'd get mad. But his word was bugger.
Yeah.
And every time something did wrong, and I realized there was a common theme here.
Bugger is prominently featured in the flub reel, for sure.
Oh, yeah, and I actually did not realize how often I said that word. All right, so welcome back, everybody. Our next guest, I'm really excited about because we have a partnership with the Nugget Casino Resort, and we have a representative here. His name is Chase Baker. He's the digital marketing manager. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Chase, there's always something going on always at the Nugget. But before we get into everything you do, I just want to ask you, what was your first car and is there a story behind it?
Oh, okay. The first car I learned to drive on was a 1992 Nissan pickup. I learned on a standard. My papa was adamant that I learn on a standard. And then the first car I got for my own was a 72 Ford pickup. That one ended up getting given to my brothers who needed to go to a couple states over. They forgot to check the oil on the way.
Uh-oh.
And
first time they used it?
Yep.
They blew it?
Yep. And so I don't have that truck anymore, but no hard feelings. I love them to death. Now I...
Did they replace it for you?
No, my parents did.
Yeah, all right. Well, you got one. And it's usually the common theme is people get a hand-me-down car, they pass it along. It's funny to watch. I hear the stories about the first car. I always say it's about independency. It's about freedom.
Yep.
It's also about just kind of learning. I mean, a lot of people, most people I knew grew up, they had to pay for it themselves. Mom and dad didn't give them a car. They had paper routes or they did whatever kind of way to raise money. A lot of ones that got the car kind of handed to them kind of went through those kind of quickly. I don't think they really appreciated it as much. But, all right, that's just me. That's my little social moment for the, whatever I was trying to say again.
Sure.
Terry, this is going to be on the greatest flubs next year, I think.
No, this will be a whole new reel. This will be a whole other
Meaningless
category.
information segment by Phil. All right, so Chase, let's get into it. So thank you for coming on the show. Tell us, there's always something you guys are talking about and promoting. Share a little bit about what's coming around the corner.
Yeah, there's, like you said, always something going on at the Nugget. We have events, we have promotions, all that kind of stuff. One of the things I'm particularly excited about is our concert series coming up next year.
Talk about that. Who's coming in? Can you share?
So we have a couple of them announced. For the ballroom, we do have Switchfoot coming, Switchfoot Lit and Fuel. Super excited about them. That's going to be a great show. We also have the first NEC show next year in April is going to be Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, that's great. Yes. I saw a billboard. So some of the other ones that you can't announce, it's just the three of us.
I don't believe you.
Just tell us the three of us.
We do have a New Year's Eve party that we're gearing up for that's going to be a really fun time. We have the Docksiders. They're a yacht rock band. I don't know if you've heard of yacht rock. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good one.
And I've gone to your New Year's Eve party. I've been there. It's been a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I actually went to it once when, I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was like a blizzard.
Oh, yeah.
It was like everyone was snowed in. People couldn't get there. But I was surprised. The room was full. People made it.
I believe that was 2020 going into 21 when we had the big New Year's Eve storm, right?
It was literally New Year's Eve. Yeah. Then it's a full-blown blizzard. I go, I don't know if you can make it. But I'm going, no, I got like 8 seats at this group. I want to go watch it. We made it there, and it was fun. Great time.
Oh, yeah. It's a party. It's always a party, and we're expecting this one to be a party, too. We're going to have a kind of after party as well. We have our club area, Karma, that you can go to the after party. We'll have the champagne toast, the balloon drop, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be.
Did you hear that? I think we were both invited to the VIP.
I did. I heard that. That's exactly what I heard.
Actually, if you didn't say that, we can work that in
Sure.
somehow.
Yeah, edit my voice. Sure. Here, I'll say VIP.
Yes.
This is where AI is going to come in handy.
Yeah. It already knows my voice.
It does. It knows all our voices, unfortunately.
Tell us more. Tell us what you do there, and then I'm going to get back into all the different events. So for people who might not be as familiar, what does a digital marketing manager do?
Ooh, that is such an umbrella term, really. I deal with the website. I deal with social media. I do all of our digital advertising. I work with the radio stations. I do anything that you hear or see has got my hand in it.
Man, that's a pretty big order there to take care of all that stuff. Even one segment of that's a handful.
Yep. And typically a place will have like one position for each of those, but I've come in with kind of a broader skill set. And so I'm able to take care of each of those kind of as one position.
Well, we're very grateful because we partner with you. I had the pleasure of meeting Eric Rose earlier this summer, and we just did something with you guys with the parade, the Sparks Parade, the Christmas Parade, which was a lot of fun. We had our Ghostbusters car out and Jurassic Park car with you guys, and I saw the video and the music and everything you guys put together. It's just a fun time. And the Nugget's been around for a long, long time, but you guys have put so much money into it, into the renovation. It's just a whole nother place.
It really is. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is when you come into the Nugget, it is kind of this hit of nostalgia if you're from this area. You come in, and even though we've done the renovations, it still feels like the Nugget. People aren't going to be missing those old touches, those kind of that vintage feel. We are very much a vintage casino, and we proudly purport that we love that part.
Well, this is a community town, small town, and everyone wants that character. And you use the word vintage. It's important, especially people who've been here for a long time. It's a comfort level. You know what you get. You know the service is outstanding, and you know there's always something new and fresh coming.
Absolutely.
Right. Jumping around, because I too have a issue with jumping around and not being focused. Tell me more about some of the events you have, or for people who are listening right now. What is one or two, the number 1, 2, or 3 things you want to share with them that might surprise them, or you want to make sure the news gets out?
Yeah. So we have, I don't think a lot of people realize what we have with our promotional giveaways. Some of the stuff we're giving away. We're giving away a cruise, a 7-day cruise with $5,000 spending money.
Wow.
That's one of our giveaways at the end of the month.
And that's tied to what kind of promotion?
That's it's a point earn promotion.
Great.
With the slots, gaming, any kind of stuff like
great.
that. And then also we're giving away a snowmobile next year.
Big items.
Yeah, big items. And those are the kind of things that they're fun to work towards, but they're also really cool things.
Yeah, I love it.
And I would love to see just the people when they win that snowmobile, I want to see the video of them riding that around because the smile on their face is going to be huge.
I would just love to be there. Like I see pictures of places of people who won the money. I just think that must be a really cool feeling.
Oh, yeah.
I've never experienced that feeling. Right. I feel like I contributed in a lot of ways to at least some of the signage at your building someplace because the amount of money I have contributed over the years, it has to be worth at least a sign or something.
Oh, absolutely.
But I want that feeling someday, so I'm always going down there, and the odds are good, and you got some great prizes.
Oh yeah.
So what are some of the other things you got coming up?
And we have our Winter Zone. It's our loyalty program, and that doesn't just earn you points towards loyalty. There's so much to that. You get things like comps. You get to our restaurants because we have some phenomenal restaurants in there. Anthony's Chop House. Have either of you ever eaten there?
Been there?
Oh yeah,
it's
Anthony's
great.
Chop House is amazing.
Love it.
Phenomenal food. Our chefs do an amazing job. We have our monthly winemaker dinners in there, which is another one of those. I'm hopping around things.
No, it's good. But see, what I just heard again, we got to work on this editing part. I think he just invited us to the
Anthony's Chop House
and dinner. All right, let's make sure.
Well, you really should try out these winemaker dinners because we partner with these big Napa Valley wineries, and they will send a representative down and talk to the people that are attending about their wines. They give presentations, and it's also paired with a meal.
See, I never knew you guys did that.
Yeah.
So for those people who are listening, I want them to understand there's always something unique. Just because you've been there 3 months ago or 8 months ago, you don't know all these cool things here. Because you get overloaded with everybody else sending stuff into your phone and your mail and all that. So good stuff, cool stuff.
And we also have our residency with Magique at the Celebrity Showroom. Phenomenal show. Have either of you seen Magique?
I've seen Magique, yeah.
It's so good.
I saw it in the other place.
At the theater.
But still amazing. Yes. Absolutely amazing.
And they are constantly
they're revamping their show.
And revamping and do all these changes. It's always a great show. And then we also have Candlelight Concerts by Fever. It's also in the Celebrity Showroom. It is 4 people doing on strings.
I've seen that show too.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
absolutely
so
amazing.
And they'll have tribute to Queen and the Beatles. They'll have 90s Unplugged.
I saw Imagine Dragons and Coldplay.
Yep.
That's
right.
right.
I'm feeling such a wide audience when you're talking like that. And one of the first things I learned when I got here, I thought it was more of everyone said this. Well, how far away is something? It's 20 minutes. How far away is the mountains? 20. How much far is the river? 20 minutes. You're literally 15 to 20 minutes away from Nugget for most people.
Right. Yeah.
So you got something, you go, what do I do? Last minute, plan ahead 5 months. There's something every single day differently at the Nugget.
Yeah. And I really love that the Nugget can be kind of that connector between Reno and Sparks. We have the Reno Sparks area, but the Nugget kind of combines those communities in a way that I've never really seen in another facility. Yeah. You have Reno people, you have Sparks people, and they are all just one community. And
love it.
It's a beautiful thing.
I want to just switch gears for a second because I can tell you I already know the National Automobile Museum is a 501c3, and you guys have been great partners with us. We've done things with raffles for our volunteers, with your concerts and some of the things you've done. I know you're a great community partner. Can you touch base on some of the things you guys have done in the past or maybe some of the things you have in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I'm particularly proud of with my work with the Nugget is our community partnerships with you guys, with the National Automobile Museum.
You know what? It's so funny. I'm going to call you out on that because I have said for the first 2 years, for those of you listening, say National Automobile Museum fast 3 times.
It's tough.
You can't. And everyone goes, it's such a simple thing. No, it's not. But sorry to call you out, but everyone, including myself, I do it all the time.
I'm wondering how many people that are listening are now saying it over and over.
Say National Automobile
it's echoing
Museum
in my head right now.
Times.
Yeah, our partnership with the National Automobile Museum, our partnership with a local grassroots campaign, Drive Kind Nevada, with Elizabeth Whitaker. Great partnership right there. I think that we all just need to be a little bit kinder on the road to each other.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah. It's a great one. So essentially, a Reno local came to us and was like, hey, I've noticed that because of all the growth in Reno, and in the area that maybe people are getting a little bit more aggressive. There's a little bit more road rage on the road. And
You're being too kind. Let's be honest.
Were you with me this morning on Pyramid with all those lights? And for those of you who yellow means slow down. It does not mean go 100 miles an hour to go through and kill somebody. It means slow down. And if someone gives you the finger, just give them a thumbs up and say, have a nice day.
The thumbs up is so infuriating to that person, I promise you.
All right,
so
I got to come up. Yeah,
It's
Jason
so
knows what he's
passive
talking
aggressive.
about.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's better than that to say, do a heart symbol with your hands. Now, that's not going to work. It's just smile and move on.
Yeah, and that's really what that initiative is about, is just maybe giving someone grace on the road. We're all trying to get home to our families and all of that.
Safely.
Exactly. And so, yeah, that's one of the things one of the people we've partnered with. We have a sign up on our billboard right now that has Drive Kind Nevada, just as a little reminder. And then also we have our partnership with the city of Sparks that we're really proud of. We've always worked kind of hand in hand with our big events, but now we have kind of this full official partnership with the city to make sure that our events like our NEC shows, Rib Cook-Off, those big events are smooth and exactly what the community wants and needs.
Well, not just Sparks, too. I mean, I notice you guys everywhere. Sparks, Reno, you guys are the whole northern Nevada. You're always involved. I hear you everywhere, see you everywhere. And it's great because when people say, they say they're a community partner, well, that doesn't mean you're just mailing a check in once in a while. Right. You're truly out there doing things, making a difference. And that's a really important, and I'm trying not to sound corny, but man, it really makes a difference, especially I know Eric Rose, I know he's committed to this, your team is committed to it. I've had the pleasure of meeting everybody there, and they're all amazing people.
Oh, absolutely. I am blessed to be working with some amazing people. And yeah, I think as a large venue, as a large business in the area, I think it's kind of our responsibility to work with the city and not just kind of be a host, but to be a collaborative partner with the city.
I also noticed that you and especially like you do host a lot of nonprofit events as well.
Absolutely.
How does someone, let's say someone's listening, has a nonprofit event coming up, how do they get to partner with you? Who do they reach out to? How would they reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Reaching out to our team at the Nugget. You can also go to cnty.com/Nugget. All the information you need is on our website. You can also follow our socials at Sparks Nugget on Instagram, Nugget Casino Resort on Facebook. You can find us anywhere just to reach out and see what we can do with you.
Well, geez, that's good, but I think it'll be much easier. Can we just get your cell phone number? And we'll make sure that we just get, you don't mind, right?
No, not at all.
1.5 million. Just go directly to Chase.
And if you could just get us a direct line to the Mater D at Anthony's.
For sure, yes. I'll get you to our sommelier and
perfect.
Manager.
Let's do it.
Yes. Darn it. We're going to put a little extra time into this one because we're going to make sure everything he did not promise us, we somehow manipulate that says he did. Now, Chase, anything else you want to share with us today? I want to remind you that this show is made possible for the National Automobile Museum and in partnership with the Nugget.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, our partnership with you guys is so fulfilling to me because I also really love the National Automobile Museum.
It's a lot of fun. You guys have really opened some things up, and it's made a big difference for us. And as long as you guys all know that we're there to support you, and you guys have absolutely been there to support us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Website again?
cnty.com/Nugget.
And your cell phone?
Almost got me.
Almost said it.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break, and our next guest is going to be Richard Lopez. He's going to talk about the Lowrider exhibit coming in this weekend. Thank you.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000 square foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen, and their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil Macdougal.
Welcome back, Reno. Great first two guests. What do you think, Terry?
It's been a wonderful day.
It's been a wonderful day. I want to remind everybody here this show is made possible by the National Automobile Museum. There's a couple of things at the very end of the show, so I want to remind you to stick in for some of my personal highlights. And I think we put together a little collage of some of my highlights, or lowlights, I guess you would call. So stay tuned for that at the end of the show. I'm going to give you a call to actions here to remind you of some things we're doing at the museum and a couple of promotions as well. So our next guest, I'm really excited because I had the pleasure of meeting Richard Lopez, I think a couple of years ago now, right?
Yeah, it's been about 3 years.
But we're very, very grateful. We've done a lot of projects that I want to talk about here before the show is over. This show right now, though, this segment is talking about one of our new exhibits, and we tested it out a couple of times, once before I got to the museum and last year, but now we're going to take it to another level. And this one is going to be our flash exhibit celebrating local lowrider culture.
We're calling it Frame Off Family Lowrider Exhibit. This is our fourth time, so.
Great. Well, that sounds a lot better than the long thing I just rambled on. So, Richard, tell me, first of all, thank you and welcome to the show. I'm going to start off the show with all of our guests talking about what their first car was. And if there's a story you want to share, feel free.
I've had several cars. I've had more than the average, I guess you could say. So,
the very first one.
Very first one, you're going to laugh. My mom gave me a Chevy Chevette, of all things, if anybody knows what that is. Yeah. Not the most popular car. It didn't run. So, needless to say, I had it a couple weeks and we moved on into a 72 Datsun B210. Was my first official driving car, if you want to put it that way.
Any stories you want to share just between us and nobody else?
Back in those days, being, young, in high school still, teenager, of course, never had any money. We grew up poor, and the best thing I could do was just make it look as presentable as I could. So my thing was every time I went out Friday night, I made sure my car was clean, properly, presentable. But people didn't know, I couldn't afford a paint job, so I would go down to the local Kmart and buy a case of rattle can spray paint and primer the car or paint the car a different color just about every week.
Every week?
Just to be fresh and new.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I can see that. All right, so we're going to get into it. I'm really excited because we've done several. What I just learned was the fourth. This is the fourth year?
Fourth year,
but it's getting bigger and bigger. I've never done as many cars as you're bringing in this time, have we?
No.
Am I going to be corrected again?
No. This is definitely the biggest one. The first one we did, there was 2 cars. We had some motorcycles, lots of memorabilia. Second time, if I remember right, there was a total of maybe 12 cars. And then last year we had Frame Off Family itself, our first full representation of our group. And there was a total, I think, of 7 cars.
And what's our goal for this one, this coming up?
We're looking at 20 plus cars, hopefully about 21 cars when it's all said and done.
We're bringing any motorcycles in?
We're supposed to have 4 motorcycles, still waiting for a response on that. As far as that goes, they should be in there Saturday, most likely.
And for those people listening, we're not going to just put them in a little corner. We've taken out all of our cars in our main event room, Gallery 4. It's 14,000 square feet, and you're taking over the place.
We're very excited and very honored to be a part of the museum and to be able to come in and display the love that we have for our vehicles. And being able to have an actual gallery, is very humbling. It's a really cool experience, and we get to see share this with our local community, which makes it even a better experience for us.
Well, everyone I met that is lowrider in your group, and everyone else has been part of this since I come on with the museum. They've been outstanding people, and you can tell they're so passionate about their automobiles. I mean, and the amount of money and detail that goes into it. I had no idea. Sometimes when they put the mirrors underneath the cars, I go, oh my God, there's another whole world underneath there as well. So this time I'm happy because we have more room to work with. And I think part of it is not just the automobiles, but it's the history behind it. So you have more room to put some of the other just descriptions and things about the history and the culture and the background, just to try and give people a much broader understanding of what you guys have done and what you're about.
That's definitely the plan. Like I said, we wanted to bring something exciting for people to see when they came in. It was a larger array of vehicles. Once again, like I said, to invite the local lowrider community out. We've done exhibits in the past there at the museum, but half of them were California cars, half were Nevada cars. So to be able to share it with our local, lowrider enthusiasts in our community is pretty special for me.
So let's talk about some of the cars that will be there. Can you kind of share? And then you actually have some friends here with us, so we're going to introduce them and let them tell who they are and how they're part of your team.
For sure. I can introduce my friends first. So I have, first of all, I have my son here, Richie Jr.
Richie, say a word.
How you doing?
There we go.
He's my right-hand man. He's probably, part of my body, one of my ribs, if you want to put it that way. He's always next to me. Off to the left of me here is a really, really good friend of mine by the name of John Macias. He's part of our group as well. He's been a friend of mine for the last 5 years?
Yeah,
roughly about 5 years. Yeah. We've been in contact, but
feels like 10.
He recently joined. Don't
you love it when you say it's been a couple of years, and they always say, "Well, it feels like longer to us."
Yeah, my memory's shot, so it's hard for me to think about exact dates anymore. But he's one of those guys that really brings a lot of personality to our group, so we're excited to have him to be a part of what we're doing.
Great. So let's dig into it. What can people expect or anticipate when they walk into the museum when you're all done?
This year, what I'm really excited about the most is the variety of cars we have. Different styles of paint jobs, colors, build styles, even different builders. There's local car clubs. I'll put a few out there: Vejitos Car Club, Streetwise, Untouchable Image, and several others that are a part of this exhibit. So when you walk into this exhibit, you're going to see almost a sea of cars. To see the array of paint jobs, the different styles, and you can see personality in every car from each person, which is really cool.
And our exhibit is officially opening up this weekend, I believe, maybe a soft launch this weekend. And I want to remind everybody that in addition to your cars that you're bringing in, which is going to be amazing, there's 250 other automobiles at the museum, so people can enjoy from the very first car all the way down to, James Dean's Mercury, which is a highlight from the Rebel
Without a Cause. One of my favorite cars there.
And that's really like feet away from your collection. Mm-hmm. What else would you like to share about the collection, about your group? You guys all jump in with us, or we can just talk about Richard. Yep. Let's give us.
You know what? I'll say this. Standing in the museum today, this place is really cool. If you've never been there, it really is a place that has something for everyone.
Definitely.
And I'll say this. With this exhibit that we're talking about today, so the culture, and you said it, Phil, earlier, the time, the money, just the overall visions that some of these cars have.
The passion.
Yes, sir.
You can tell it's a passion.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle for us.
Yes, sir. And so it is really something. And I really believe that the people that have cars there already have their following that's going to come in. We're going to try our best to pack the museum, right? We're looking for those that have maybe didn't know that the place was there or didn't know that this culture was there. Come on down, see this artwork. I mean, what better place to see artwork than at the museum? Right down the street from where we're at. So.
I like you said that. I like the way you said it. It's artwork.
It's artwork.
I was trying to think of a word that described it, and it truly is art. Yeah. When I have a chance to look at it, I mean, so I'm always running by things really quickly in the museum. People go, okay, what's your favorite car? I go, wow, every day it changes because I get a couple of minutes that I didn't have to look at a car and learn more about it and appreciate the history, the story, the paint, the engineering that went behind it. So, I mean, it's really different, and I could sit there all day long and look at the automobiles because of the art.
Ultimately, if you think about a vehicle from the design foreplan of it, back in the day when they first started producing these classic cars through production, it started on a piece of paper. There was a sketch, and it evolved into what the car was, where it was a clay model, into metal, into an actual automobile. So for us to be able to take these classic vehicles from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever era they come from, and put our touch on them and turn them into these works of art, this lowriders with these custom paint jobs and the chrome suspension and stereo systems and hydraulics and things of that sort, it's really nice to see that we're part of that history. That
local too. I want people to represent. This is what's in your backyard.
Yeah.
These are some passionate individuals that have true pieces of art, and you get a chance to see them all at the same time and get 2 feet away from them.
Definitely. And like I said, the benefit to all of it is we have the opportunity to be next to one of cars in the world. The museum has a beautiful collection. I've been a fan of it since I was a little boy. When Bill O'Hara had it back in the day in the rail yard over there, and I remember going, guys were wearing white gloves and white jumpsuits, and they'd cater you, walk you through the museum at that time. So going into the new museum nowadays, which has still been around for a long time, it's nice to see how it's evolved, and I'm very thankful for Phil. He's bringing a whole new flavor into the place and a lot more exciting for the youth and for people to come in and, and get to see something different that they've never thought they would see.
And I mentioned it earlier. A lot of times people look at our museum and they said, oh, that's a museum that's been there forever. They never changed the cars. It's the same car, the same place, same location. Why would I go back? No, it is not. We changed that whole thing almost 6 years ago. We are rotating the cars. We have collections come in, like I mentioned. All the Fast and Furious cars were here. We currently have all the motorcycles and memorabilia from the actual movies, Ghostbusters, Ghost Riders, Mall Cop. I have the original Bat Cycle from Batman and Robin, the TV series. So when you walk in, I want people to go, well, maybe I'm not a fan of the horses' carriages. Maybe I like Formula One. Oh, my gosh, now you have the lowriders. It's a whole nother audience. In addition to that, we put a 3,000 square foot kids activity center in there. Yes. Some kids come to the museum a year. Now we're in the thousands and thousands.
That's great. Yeah.
And a big part of it is that. Now, we take those cars out in the community, but you made those. So if you get people listening, if you want to know who's behind those, Richard is behind them. Him and his family helped do that and support us. And I know you put a hell of a lot more hours into that than you ever anticipated.
Yeah.
You didn't make anything on that one. You probably lost your shirt, but very, very grateful for everything you've done. And everyone I met in your team has been amazing, and your
Thank
family.
You. I appreciate that, Phil.
What else? If there's one misconception, or there's one piece of information you want people to know that they might not know, or there's a way for them to get involved, you want to communicate, anything and above, here's your audience.
Come and see us. Most of us are going to be there throughout the event, rubbing on the same paint spot, rubbing some clear off the dang car, making sure that it's presentable at all times. In our group, there's professionals, there's small business, there's guys that do big things in their regular life. Come and have a conversation. You'll see that we welcome that.
I love that.
And we want that. And we want
that.
And
I'll second that as well. Like I said, being in this community since 1981 and growing up in the car scene my whole life around uncles and cousins, and my grandfather was really influential for me. We were looked down a lot for having lowriders, and then people didn't understand why we had this style of wheels or this style of a paint job. And I kind of feel like the community gets a little intimidated when they see us come sometimes. And, we're normal people. We have families, we work jobs, we're professional, we're educated. We're not ignorant. We're very professional, we're very respectful, and all we want to do is put a great image out there for our community.
Great community partners. And I love how you said come down and say hi. I want people to understand that this is a resource and a group and a bunch of individuals that can make a really positive difference for the young people in our community and for all ages. And you're doing things here. Can you touch on the thing that's coming up later in May?
We do have it's really big in our hearts. We want to actually find a way to give back. So later on in the summer 2026, we're putting together a pretty big opportunity to bring people together and raise some conversations and some awareness around mental health for our first responders. We sat back and watched how people bring in resources for different things, and we just kind of felt like this was something that hadn't been touched on enough. And so we're doing that. I would also, my rally cry as a small business is to say, hey, as local businesses, if you're looking for something to stand behind, this is that thing. The Frame-Off family, whenever you see that brand out there, whenever you see our team out there, come by. We need you. We want everybody to get involved in stuff like this, and we're just super excited about it.
Yes, definitely.
That's great. Do you have anything else you want to share before we got to take maybe get another minute or so? We can get into things that you think are important. Is there an event coming up in the near future? Or how can they learn more about what you do and how to get involved? Do you recommend they just come down and shake your hand and say hi and
I mean, face-to-face is always my favorite.
Give me your address, Rich.
I don't know about my address. Pull it up on Google Maps. Anyway, I mean, we'll be in and out of the museum during the duration of the exhibit, of course. We do have Instagram, Facebook, Frame-Off Family. You can look us up. My name is Richard Lopez. You can look me up online as well. I've done quite a bit in the community myself, along with my family. That's pretty much it. Like I said, and if you see us out there at any shows or cruising around Hot August nights, we're pretty big advocates. I've been doing Hog Nights over 30 years myself. I register every single year.
You don't even look 30. How's that possible?
I'm not 30. I'm 50. But
Yeah,
anyway.
you don't even look close to that.
But with that being said, like I said, yeah, just feel free to walk up and talk to us. You know,
Appreciate it.
we're normal people just like everybody else.
Come on down. You don't want to miss this.
No,
you-
definitely
you're
not.
You're going to be amazed at the artwork and the amazing people that are behind it. So get engaged,
Yes.
get connected, come down to the museum. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see all these cars in the museum all together, in addition to 250 other cars. So, guys, thank you very much for
Yes,
coming
sir.
on the
Thank you for
show.
the
I can't
opportunity.
thank you enough for bringing this. This is a lot of time. You guys, for those of you who don't know, they've been bringing trailers in, and you guys have full-time jobs, and you're there early in the morning taking them up. And I know I'm going to see you, all of you, polishing that
Yeah.
same spot five
We
or
haven't even
six
gotten to that
times.
point yet.
5 or 6 times. But thank you very much for the show. Thanks for joining the
Thank
show,
you.
and thank you for everything you do. And we'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
We'll be back with more What Drives Reno on 1060 AM KFOY, Radio for America.
I'm having my birthday at the National Automobile Museum. They have this cool birthday zone with Mater and Lightning McQueen. And their brand new Children's Activity Center has fun games like Junior Engineering Studio, Lego Building, an interactive car wash, and a lot more too. They even have a theater where we can watch a movie or play Mario Kart. I even get my own birthday t-shirt.
Book your child's ultimate birthday party today at the National Automobile Museum. Visit automuseum.org/events.
Looking for a venue for your next event? The National Automobile Museum can host any event in a variety of venues to choose from. Have an awards ceremony in the 157-seat theater or select one of several themed galleries for a business luncheon or banquet. Guests will love the 16,000-square-foot Riverside Pavilion, complete with outdoor bar, heaters, and fire pits. Everything you need, including chairs, linens, staging, and AV equipment, are also available. Go to automuseum.org for details.
We're back with more What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. And now here's your host, Phil Macdougal.
Welcome back, Reno. Great show, Terry. We had Samuel and Denise from the Newton, Northern Nevada. Really, really powerful. I love him. Really amazing young individual.
Oh,
and
for
Denise,
sure.
for you don't know, she was on her A game today. She is one of the most amazing people you've ever going to meet. I don't want to tell her that, in front. I don't want to get her head big, but she is an amazing individual, and she has helped so many different organizations. That's Denise Menzies. Also want to thank Chase Baker from the Nugget Casino Resort for coming in. What a cool job. Always talking about all the cool marketing events and great insight of what's going on. And our last guests are representing our exhibit, Richard Lopez, John, and Richie. They were on the show today talking about the lowrider exhibit that's coming in this weekend. And then right after that, we have Steve McQueen's exhibit coming in. And then I got some special things we'll share after the first of the year. So this is our last show before the end of the year here. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and for watching us. Here's another flub. But on that's a perfect
We're
tie-in.
leaving that one in.
So I'm going to leave that one in. I want to remind everybody that I'm going to have a couple of our, I'll call them highlights, and there's some lowlights of the last 6 months here. We'll wrap up with that. All right, so thank you all very much for coming. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'm going to end it in this note, Terry, with some of our most favorable, is that?
Bugger.
Welcome back, Reno. This show, sorry.
It's okay. Just start
Damn
again.
it. Bugger. All right, ready? Bugger. All right, now, forget. Sorry. Okay. How am I going to say this? Now it's time for.
Just say, now it's time for...
Okay. Bugger. How do you shape that in creativity? Your creativity. Let me try this again. Cut. Bugger. That was really stupid. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start this again. Bugger. Welcome back, Reno. You are on What Drives Reno with your host, Phil Macdougal from the down... No. Bugger.
Hold on.
Bugger. Okay, welcome back, Reno. First great segment. Sorry. Bugger. All right, everybody. We are back for the last segment, and we're saving the best for last. It's a Terry show.
It is.
Terry's here, and I just want to especially thank. Oh my gosh! Hi,
You want to save that as an outtake? Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's save it.
Bugger.
You've You've been listening to What Drives Reno, presented by the National Automobile Museum in downtown Reno. For more information about the museum, head on over to our website, automuseum.org. We'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. with What Drives Reno on 1060 a.m. KFOY, Radio for